Carl Benz is credited for inventing the automobile, a machine made out of metal, and its purpose was to make traveling on land easier. Today, many of us own and drive a car, and often the car breaks down. When the car needs repair, you take it to the mechanic. You don't throw it away. You change the starter, replace the carburetor, recharge the battery. This is how some people treat our justice system. Like it doesn't need to be thrown away, it just needs repair. Not abolished, but reformed. Instead of 23 hours of solitary, make it 10. Train the cop to shoot to maim instead of shoot to kill. Instead of an 8x8 cell, make it 12. Throw in a queen-size mattress. Give the torture a bit more room to grow. Paint the punishment pretty to pacify the pain. Now imagine if this is how we treated slavery. Don't imagine. Remember, this is exactly how we treated slavery. Like it didn't need to be thrown away, it just needed repairs. Not abolished, but reformed. Instead of 23 hours of working in the field, make it 10. Instead of picking cotton, build machines to do it, then make prisons manufacturers of clothes, of cotton. It's like they're still doing it anyways. Instead of sleeping outside, bring them in the big house. Instead of feeding them crumbs, give them meals, but this time, let the meals be expired. Instead of working for free, give them $1 or $2. Instead of lashes, isolate them. Don't break their backs, break their minds. Don't jail them because they're black, do it because they're criminal, then make it a crime to be poor, to be black. This is exactly what they did with slavery. Didn't throw it away, just tried to fix it. Replace the battery. Instead of 23 hours of working, make it 10. Never replace slave patrols, we call them police now. Took the hoods and gave them badges. Took the whips and gave them guns. Made lynching illegal, but not if the rope came in the form of a bullet. This is branding at its finest. Overseer is just officer with an accent, just has a Confederate twang to it. We call them 12, like the rulers they are, or 50, like the number of bullets that kicked in the front door to Sean Bell's body and turned his wedding into a wake. This is exactly what they did with slavery. Don't abolish it, they said. We need reform, they said. For some of us, to be pro-prison is to be pro-slavery. I mean, really, what's the difference? Property of another, forced labor, capitalism, capitalism, more capitalism. If it looks like slavery, if it walks like slavery, if it talks like slavery, what do you think it is? Now, you may ask yourself, well, if not police, and if not prisons, then what? Well, when the car reached its limits, Orville and Wilbur Wright understood that we needed a different invention. That the purpose had changed from driving to traveling through the sky. And they invented a whole new machine called the airplane. You see, when you change the purpose, you change the machine. What if the purpose was accountability and not punishment? Safety and not revenge? What does that machine look like? What does that justice system look like? Like less police and more social workers. Less prisons and more rehab. More treatment centers. More restorative justice. More grace. More mercy. More love. More forgiveness. Riddle me this. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, Does it make a sound? And if a man is chained, tortured, and owned, but we don't call it slavery, is it still wrong? The question is rhetorical, but I believe we all know the answer. Thank you.